Isn't that just satisfactory? Love stuff like that. So this is the root cause. But why did it open? First thing first, like Amanda suggested, I'm going to remove the sweep second pinion. And we have these marked at Rolex 1570. These are Horotech, but because we're not sponsored in any way, you can use the Bergeon as well, whatever your preference is. Move it about like this without it resting on the pivot. Now I'm going to remove the sweep second pinion. Straight, well, credit where credit is due. You see this balance wheel, it is free sprung. No timing pins, because the weight, especially that one, is where you do your timing and not on the balance spring, and that is really something to tip your hat to Rolex. That is beautiful stuff. I'll show you in a moment how you time these balance wheels, these Rolexes. A very quick cup of coffee. Bear with me. Cheers everybody. The timing of a movement. If you watch a video on how a mechanical watch works, I explain this in even more detail, but it's quite simple. A Dutchman, Christian Huygens, wrote down the first physical law of physics. That is the swing time of a pendulum is not related to the amplitude. Okay, great one, Christian. It's very simple. He didn't have an Apple charger, but the idea is, this is a pendulum and it goes tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. Is the same as tick tock, tick tock. This is the amplitude in degrees, so from there to there is 90 degrees, from there to there is 180 degrees. It still runs on time. Tick tock, tick tock is the same as tick tock, tick tock. The only thing you can change the timing of a pendulum is make it shorter, it goes faster, make it longer, and it goes slow. The pendulum is exactly the same as your balance wheel. So make it shorter, it goes faster, make it longer, it goes slow. As you saw with this Rolex, there are no timing pins. So with this one, no timing pins. So Christian Huygens goes straight out the window. The thing you can time this particular Rolex is simply, well, wait for it, some Dutch courage, there we go. If the balance wheel, remember the two screws on the sides, if they go inwards, it goes fast, outwards slow, inwards fast again, outwards slow. So that's how you time this free sprung Rolex. And that is the simplest way of explaining the theory of horology of this particular Rolex. I do hope it makes sense. But in a moment I'll show you the 2 screws. You can do it inwards, it goes fast. It goes outwards, it goes slow. That's all. And I'm not into figure skating, if you're asking. For the timing, these are very small. And somewhere over there, I'll show you in a moment, are the bigger ones. So this is for the fine tuning. Now, Rolex made this tool, and there's a weight in there, and that will show you the degrees. Do you see that this weight is stationary, and there you can see plus and minus. Well, there is that particular shape. So without even taking the movement out of the watch case, you do a few degrees on that side, and of course you have to do exactly the same degrees on the other side, otherwise it would be an imbalance. Well, Rolex has got a patent on this design, but the more modern Omegas have the same free sprung with the weights on the outside of the balance wheel. So because of the patent, they made a completely different design, and the only real difference is that there is a square instead of the Rolex well, patent screws. So as you can see, completely different, got nothing to do with each other. Take out the balance wheel and the pallet fork to see if there's for some strength in the winding spring, in the mainspring left. Beautiful pallet fork. Credit where credit is due. Arbor seems stuck, or at least too much friction in the bridge over here. It's just stuck like that, cannot move. So there might be still some power in the mainspring. So just to be sure, no power left. Excellent. And now you have to turn to the right to loosen that screw. Well, you can do it like this without touching the paint or the print. Of course it can happen, well, it shouldn't, but still, I don't want to be childish about it. But it is such a strange place for such a long fiber. And do you see it? It's moving there as well. So it's underneath the pinion. So gear train removed. Now the conundrum. Hey, look, it is moving, but it is, so there is no sidewards play and no end shake, and it seems that the brass bearing is just being pushed down too much, and that's why it cannot move. And so there's no side shake and no end shake, but it's just completely stuck, and the arbor, that middle thingy here, moves during winding, and the barrel moves just for the movement itself. So the arbor is only revolving during winding, but it's an automatic watch. So it's always winding, and because it's so stuck, the automatic winding module takes way too much force. Ah, found it. I just love stuff like this. Root cause found. Isn't that just satisfaction? The main barrel opened. As you can see, the main barrel and the lid just popped out on this side, and that just moves it like that. So it wasn't the bearing. Isn't that just satisfactory? Love stuff like that. So this is the root cause, but why did it open? Looks like nothing wrong with the spring. So I presume badly closed. How cool is that, to find the root cause of a malfunction in a watch movement? That's it for tonight. I really enjoyed this stream, and as you can see, every vintage watch is different. Every single time, never boring. And especially with you and your comments, it's never boring. My name is Kalle Slaap, watchmaker here in the Netherlands, and we do this stream live at least once a week, every Tuesday 8:30 Central European Time. If you hit the like button and if you click the bell, you get a notification when we go live. All of you, enjoy your evening.